Hi, Chris Walker here. I'd like to talk to you about InnerWealth Self-Leadership Program, and the essence of this program is you can't give what you haven't got, so self-leadership is the start of great leadership. Let's go through it now. There are two places you really want to be in life, and one is happy with where you're going, happy with what you're going to get. So in other words, you feel confident and assured that where you are heading in life is great. The other place you can be is happy with what you've got, which is sort of the opposite. One is being happy when we get what we want, and one is wanting what we've already got. They're very opposite, but they both can make us happy. There's one place we don't want to be, and that's that crappy place in the middle. And the crappy place in the middle is where we've lost happiness with what we've got, so we're not content, and we've lost confidence in getting what we want. We've lost trusts, we've lost hopes. And so this crappy place in the middle is really awful. The good news is that we know how to get happy with what we've got. It's very easy. We move from a got-to space to a love-to space, and therefore we love what we've got. If we're in a got-to space with what we've got, we'll be, we'll be critical of it and won't be content. We can be happy with what we're going to get and love what we're doing, love the journey towards the future, or feel a sense of empowerment to choose that, use the higher part of, be inspired, in fact, to get where we're going. It's called vision, inspiration and purpose. So there's the great news. The bad news is that a lot of people, instead of being happy with what they've got, they take a piece of what they've got and become happy with it. So in other words, they get what they call a value set, and they say, my highest value right now is my career. I'm happy with my career, therefore I'm happy with what I've got. This is a deluded state of mind, because there are 6 other areas of life that they've been distracted from, or deliberately distracted themselves from, so they don't have to focus on it. So a single-minded focus with one area of life is not happy with what you've got. The other thing that can happen is a person can get single-mindedly focused on where they're going, and they say, I'm going to make lots of money this year, and I'll sacrifice my mental, spiritual, relationship, social, career, health in the process of getting there. And that single-mindedness towards the future can delude a person that they're going to be happy in the future with what they create. And the fact of the matter is, if we create financial success at the cost of everything else, we really do get to be highly depressed and unhappy in the future. So that's the bad news. The bad news is our ability to compartmentalize our current reality and delude ourselves about our future reality, and it's called stuck. And there are some great signposts that we need to be observant of about being stuck. Let's look at them. The first one is food. When a person becomes obsessed or addicted to food and stuff I mean alcohol or drugs or whatever. These are alternatives. Greed, and a person who gets obsessed about control, a control freak, is really not happy with what they've got, not happy with where they're going, and they're getting instantaneous gratification from greed and control. Sex and approval, these are other forms of instantaneous gratification. And spirituality, which is where a person starts meditating or trying to escape reality by transcending it. So the 4 warning signs of a person, of when we are personally in our self-leadership stuck between a rock and a hard place. We're stuck between happy with what we've got or happy with where we're going. We get uncertain about where we're going, or we get unhappy with what we've got. We get stuck in the middle. And the 4 signposts, the telltale signposts, are the 4 substitutes we just went through, which are food, greed, sex, and spirituality to excess. They are instantaneous gratification. They are instantaneous loss of willpower and discipline. In other words, the person starts to be obsessed with gratification, and seems to lack the discipline to do the things they need to do for the long term, and delusion. They become delusional about what the definition of happiness really is. So those are 4 really important warning signs. The better bet is to learn to be happy with what you've got. And the way to do that is to get to a love to space with what's going on, focus it on all 7 areas of life. Or be happy with where you're going and what you're going to get, and focus on doing what you love and loving what you do in all 7 areas of life, not just one. But there's even a better option, the best bet, and that's the bet that I actually teach with InnerWealth programs. And the best bet is this: be happy with both at the same time, simultaneously. Now, this is an unbelievable option, because we can be contented on the inside, and yet have desire on the outside. And this is an incredibly balanced proposition, because what it means is we come from a really, really centered, balanced and calm place, because we have contentment at the start of the day, and we also have ambition throughout the day. And this is possible. Now, I'm going to show you right now the process to get it done. And here it is. It's called self-leadership. And we have self-leadership is about balancing your inner wealth with your outer wealth. So let's run through the process of making sure this happens. And it's called the InnerWealth process, and it starts on the top there with a thing called discard. Discard means to discard the past, to bring the past forward into the present. So you can't be happy with what you've got if you're hanging on to the past, wishing you were back there, or regretting it, or having any resentment of anything in the past. So the first thing we try and do at InnerWealth is make sure we discard and deal with any interpersonal conflict we're going through, or any personal drama that we're or challenge that we're experiencing ourselves. That's the first step. But that's not good enough. That just makes us happy with what we've got. It doesn't take that energy, that new energy that we were spending on interpersonal conflict and challenges and personal challenges. It doesn't take it and throw it into the future. So the second thing is we acknowledge that if we've let go of something, we need to also let go of it in our physical sense, and we need to let go of it in our body. So there immediately comes an upgrade, a required upgrade in our health standard. And that means improve our immune system, add a sport, add a bit of time or more time for staying healthy and fit, and make it a gradual step up so that we don't slip back. Because if we slip back physically, we slip back mentally, and we'll go back into those same conflicts. We do something to change our appearance. It's an affirmation. So we either decorate our shoes or dress up our shoes, buy ourselves a new shirt, new tie, we get a haircut, we can even, and most importantly, start wearing better undies. We upgrade ourselves in appearance. And this appearance can include the office. It can include your environment at home and the clutter that you're surrounding yourself with. Uncluttering is improving appearance. Cleaning the car, washing the dog, whatever it is that you choose. The process of balancing inner wealth with outer wealth means both get comfortable with what you've got and happy with it, and upgrade your outer wealth, upgrade your standards. Mentality, it means upgrade your standard of books you're reading, look at some new knowledge, go and learn something, and because as you upgrade your vision of the future, you need to take the energy which comes from contentment, upgrade your vision of the future, and that vision is useless unless you have the grunt and the wheels on the ground to implement. Monitoring means vision, inspiration and purpose, because when you expand your vision and expand your expectations in all 7 areas of life, and that's the important thing here, remember it's all 7 areas of life, there's going to be a requirement for more cash to do it. And so vision quest really ends up as a money quest. There is no separation between the topic of a spiritual vision quest and the expectation of the increased income you're going to need and savings you're going to need to implement it. A vision without money is just hairy-fairy fluff. The psychic part of it, people get spooked, but the psychic part of it is to just set your mind and say, I can see it, I can believe it, I can see it in my mind's eye, I can see the change, I can see where I'm going, I'm implementing inner wealth and I'm implementing outer wealth, I can see the new vision. I have new expectations of my life. I'm not going to shrink, I'm going to expand. And spirit is just behave different. Really, when it all boils down, we get this word very confused. Spirit is behavior. If you act with enthusiasm towards the future, the spirit is with you. That's all it is. It's not some external force that invades us. It's the human spirit, and the human spirit is awakened most when we're enthusiastic about the future. So, it's Chris Walker. Have a beautiful day. I hope you've enjoyed this little podcast, and we'll see you soon. Bye.